Jaya had a dream. How you doing?
Oh, really good, thanks.
You all right?
Yeah,
I'm glad to be speaking to you. You're like a young talent who I'm seeing gain momentum. I'm seeing various different names from the industry gravitate to you, endorse what you're doing, endorse your art. You've got a new project doing the rounds, mixtape, Happiness from Agony. The name of the project was interesting. I wondered what that phrase meant to you personally. I mean, and when was the moment you realized that it was going to be called that, and why?
I think so. It's actually a lyric from the first track, which is called "State of the World," and
Mm-hmm.
it's just about like, yeah, just feeling like the world's a mess, and the only place that I can really make a difference or have a voice is through music. And yeah, in the song I say, trying to up my faculty, I made happiness from agony. And it's just this sense of sort of relief of like all of the stuff I've gone through has kind of led to really beautiful things. Like all the pain and the hardships have actually taught me so much and led me to be resilient, to get to these really beautiful moments and these really like meaningful moments that I'm not sure I would have had if I didn't go through those hard things. Yeah, and I know that people say like making positivity out of pain, but I think this is more about making like not just positivity but like productivity out of pain. And yeah, it's all about everything for a reason. I don't like to like glorify neglect or like uh social issues and stuff, but at the same time, I don't know, going to university in Nottingham, I went to a Russell group, and it made me realize that even middle class people, there's a lot of messed up things that they go through, that I'd actually rather be me and have like quite a exciting palette and experience. And yeah, it's a lot about that as well. I had a big realization after uni that actually being working class and going through certain things and not having both my parents, they actually led me to live such a fulfilling life now and not hold back. So yeah.
You left a stable teaching job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
To pursue music full time. So, what emotions were going through you when you made that decision? Fear, freedom, or something totally different?
Um, Definitely freedom, but I felt this itch of like, look, you'll all understand soon. Like I know what I'm doing. Like you will understand soon. Because although like I kind of had to, I think the big thing I had to do was explain it to my nan. I had to explain it to my nan because she's like my main rock and she's been my main support throughout my careers and like jobs and stuff. And I had to kind of explain to her like, look, I can see all these things happening. And I think once she got it, I felt the freedom, yeah. But before that, it was a bit of a fear of like, am I going crazy and am I going to have beef with my family? Is this going to be the start of the end? But nah, it just made so much sense. Is definitely just a literal feeling in the air of like this has to happen now. And I feel like once I did it, every single thing after that validated that I was like, yeah, this really makes sense. Yeah.
You see, it's interesting because my next question is like on state of the world, you capture like a sense of chaos and clarity in it. So for me, it was like, how do you personally find calm or purpose in the middle of life's turbulence? How do you do it?
Oh. It's actually something I really struggle with. Yeah, but so with the calm, with how I found, I think just going back to one thing I've tried to do more recently is go to my mum's house and just hang out with her pets and everything because it reminds me of my childhood and the simplicity of just being around like my pets and being at my mum's, and it just reminds me of the root. Like, yeah, things that remind me of how things were before. Yeah, and spending time at my nan's house. And I like to, a lot of the time after I've had a busy week in music, I'll be at home and I just will float around my nan's house and kind of look at all the trinkets and all the photos. And I don't know, it just grounds me. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. But I do find that really hard.
You said that Repackage speaks to the defiance it takes to exist as a woman in rap. And, what is authenticity? I wondered what authenticity looks like to you in a scene that often pressures artists to repackage themselves.
I think just showing up how I feel comfortable and always backing that, because like I can't lie, every time I've got to go to a set or this and that, I do think about all the pressures of like even outfits or so. I really think it's important to show the come up, to show me in my cheaper clothes because I'm not this big rapper yet. And like Also, I don't wear makeup. This is a big thing. Like, I haven't worn makeup to anything. Like all my youth music awards, all of the music videos, all of that. Like, that's just my way of doing it. But I just find it interesting that if all women didn't feel pressured to wear makeup, how come in every single video we are wearing makeup? Like, so yeah, I think there's just a part of me that's like, I actively want to show imperfection. I actively want to show, and also, I often actually avoid talking about love or pseudo empowerment around like femininity, like things where it's like girl power. Like, I'll show girl power through doing it and through just talking about my life literally, and not. I feel like a lot of women in the scene, and I know this from when they ask me to do features, it's always songs about love or we're women and but it's very fickle the way they're talking about it, and I want to talk about it from real experiences and more show not tell. Yeah. So yeah, that I think the big one is the way I show up to a set. I'll wear what I want. If I want to wear something more plain that day or whatever, I will. And I never wear makeup. And if my braids aren't perfect, they're not perfect. I'm not going to pay extra money and go and get my braids done just for, like, I want to show the come up. Feel like that's missing a lot. Yeah. People are spending so much money. I'd rather spend the money on the music videos than the clothes. Yeah. I'm still in the grind mode.
So it really is lifestyle, no stylist.
Yeah. Like, and although I've started to work with the like brands and stuff, I'm letting that happen. And I don't know. I've seen a lot of people who got the same funding pots as me, and they're spending it all on clothes, and like you can't see anything I spent it on, but I've got these music videos, and yeah. I just think, yeah.
The track at the Abbey, you know, it dives into memory, place, and identity, right? So how's growing up in Cambridge, somewhere often left out of the UK rap conversation, how's that shaped your artistry and worldview?
Cambridge is really like, you really to be seen, you have to understand like intersectionality, and so
Right.
intersectionality has been like the lens that I feel like I had to learn that, even if I didn't do a sociology degree. I think that is something I would have had to tap into, because yeah, I'm like working class but in a city that is known to be very rich and affluent, and then that's quite weird. And also, everyone in Cambridge, what people don't realize is Cambridge is very crabs in the barrel. Like the same people who I used to see outside Spa, my local Spa, when I got back to uni, they're still there. When I got back from Glastonbury, they're still there. Like, it's the same thing. It's really hard for people to break out of Cambridge because they have a lot of comfort. And I find it really weird that we're so close to London, but none of the local rappers really travel out or go to DJ AG or do this. And yeah, so I'm trying to show them that it's possible, and that's why I'm really at the award, like for example at Youth Music Awards, really saying I'm from Cambridge. And yeah, but yeah, there's most of the non-white people there are Jamaican, and they're people I'm related to. So yeah, it's like the only, and then a lot of the other non-white people are like tourists, or they're like university students who are in and out. So yeah, I would say there's a lot of black people in Cambridge, but there's not much black representation in the actual, like, you don't walk around. When I walk around Nottingham, I feel blackness, like down to like the ownership of buildings and like different projects going on, different artwork. There's a lot of art that is very focused on like being black or like black history, and in Cambridge there's like none of that. So yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I definitely had to like go to Nottingham and then build my music, and then kind of go back to Cambridge and share what I'd learned, and then try and build it from there. Yeah. Like, it was
Uh,
another thing I really want to emphasize is that I did Glastonbury, or I knew I was going to be doing Glastonbury before I did my local festival in Cambridge, which is crazy. Like, I had to get the leverage from being like the winner of the Glastonbury competition to be able to be a rapper at this local festival. And that was the last year that local festival happened. And I feel like it's because there is a bit of a prioritization of we say town versus gown. It's very prioritized on the gown side, and then also rock music is heavily prioritized. I've heard stories where people have tried to do events at venues, and they're like, make sure that the type of people you're bringing are the right type of people, and it's like, what? Because it's rap. Like, yeah, so there's still a lot of that.
Interesting. How was the 2025 Music Youth Awards? Productive, eh?
Yes, yes. It was really good. I really appreciated that because, like, I can't lie, like, I had a lot going on over the last couple of weeks, and like a lot of things where it made me realize, like, wow, music doesn't stop for you. Like, if you have a bereavement or you have like, especially in the midst of a rollout period, like nothing stops for that. And I found that really suffocating recently. So then having the Youth Music Awards as a moment that felt really real and genuine, I was like, okay, like I actually needed that.
You seem genuine. I mean, there's a theme running across the mixtape of, public success versus private struggle. And I wondered how you personally navigate that dissonance between the image of JayaHadADream and the human behind it.
At the moment, recently, it has been a big cause of like frustration. But it's actually Coops, the rapper who's on one of the songs, who I spoke to him about it, and he just said you have to, yeah, you really have to just grow patience and remember that not everybody is. This is like easy, really simple thing to say, but I actually really need to hear it, and it's so much easier said than done. But just accepting that everyone's different and people grow differently, and not in a condescending way. Like I'm not above them, but it's just that, yeah, the way that we talk and grow is different. I think because I went through so much neglect and I grew up with parents who struggled with mental health, I've had to be very mindful of the way I speak and how it can be interpreted. And I think I've definitely had to realize that not everybody is like that, and not yeah, and maybe I need to chill with that as well. Like maybe I don't need to overthink everything I say as well.
You've collaborated with some legends, girl, already. What are the sessions with these people been like? What have you taught? What lessons have you taken from them?
Like I think the main thing is that everybody who I really look up to is just as like nerdy and quirky as me. I think that's been a big part. Like that's been really reassuring. Like Frisco is very artistic. It's like really like he has an eye for certain, like even when we're doing the video, he had an eye for certain things, and they're very intentional. I think people downplay in the grime scene how artistic and depthy these people are. And yeah, I think they've taught me a lot. I'm such an overthinker, and so I am quite pessimistic, and they've definitely taught me to be more optimistic and just be lighthearted and roll my shoulders back. Yeah, I need to take on some of the energy of the mandem, because I think being a woman in the scene, I'm just so used to having my guard up, and yeah, but it's been really cool. I love the way that their work ethic is crazy. It's probably the most seen I've ever felt, because they have to be on their phone so much and then like send voice notes and then jump back in studio and then accept a collaboration post, and then like they're especially Big Zoo. His hands are in so many different like pies, and like that makes me feel really seen. I've never felt more seen by people, and I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but I feel more seen by them than other people in like upcoming artists, to be honest. Yeah.
In I Know, right, you explore heartbreak and imperfection, right? Do you find writing about pain helps you to process it, or does it sometimes reopen wounds for you? Like, how does it work?
I think it's the only way I can really properly process it. But then I will say sometimes listening back to my songs, I'm like, I'm manifesting, like there'll be things that I've said and then it does happen afterwards. And I'm like, oh, I kind of, why did I say that? But then I feel like I said it because I knew that feeling it was eventually going to lead to that. But yeah, most of the time it's just to process. But sometimes I do listen back and I'm like, oof, kind of wish I didn't say that. Or like, oh, like that's pretty deep. Like, especially the lyric in Nothing's Changed where I say, I never had a dad like that, but still to my siblings, I'm a good sister. I try so hard to connect the dots. So why are my family bitter? Like, I think I write these things and I'm so strong minded, but then when I have to perform it in front of my dad or like these people, it is a bit, oh, like there's a part of me, but I think it's because it's the truth. Yeah, I don't think it's anything other than that. I know it's the truth. But I have,
And if that powers you, long may that continue, because truth is the only authority. Yeah, there's no other authority other than that. Your music touches on identity, mental health, social inequality, with both like vulnerability and pride. Like, I wondered how you balance that, that being politically aware with staying personal and emotional and honest, because that's taxing.
Yeah,
Do
because
you find it taxing? You might find it cathartic.
No, I find it taxing because I'm really strong-minded person and have really strong opinions, like to a point where like sometimes I kind of black out when I'm saying them, and then I realize afterwards. But then I have such a strong sense of empathy, and I'm quite sensitive, and so those two things massively clash. So I'll say something with loads of vim and loads of like really clear, but then when I see the person, I start thinking, oh, like, but they are human and they do go through things. But then I bounce back to, yeah, but they should know better because I know better. And it's just like this whole, it is a bit chaotic in my brain, that side of things. But I'm more and more, I'm having validation that like, nah, like when I said that thing, that is like, usually I think I need to be more patient, basically, that like maybe right after I might not know that what I said was right, but best believe in a couple months or a year, I will realize that was the right decision or the right thing. Yeah.
You're definitely in the right space, man. With happiness from agony out in the world now, your career moving so fast. What does happiness look like for you right now? And has it changed since you started making the project?
Oh, like what my idea
what
of
happiness looks like to you right now?
Yeah. Oh, I definitely think my happiness has become something that I need more. It's more of a quiet, peaceful thing. Whereas I think a year ago, I was just so happy being a busy bee and doing all of this music stuff. Whereas now I definitely feel like I need a quiet happiness, and a bit of reflection. And like, yeah, that's really what I'm craving, like some tranquil reflection time. Whereas I think while making this project, the happiness was doing the thing and being out there and being present and being active. And yeah, I think my happiness is that. And I really want to spend more time with my family. That's like a big thing that I really want to do. And I'm trying to have more gatherings in my private life, like creating moments, because I've realized this last year I've seen no one, because the music thing's just like
all consuming.
Yeah, which is so sick. But I just want to, like, the whole reason I've got here is because I had these memories with these people and my friends and family, and I want to balance it out. Yeah, so yeah.
What does the top look like to you?
Definitely like having a piece of art that stands the test of time. And like, because I do think about the shows and the awards and stuff, but at the end of the day, like, I love the fact that I can see certain artwork from certain artists, and no matter where it is, I can just see it on a wall or see it on someone's t-shirt, and I know what that is and like how that makes me feel. And yeah, I really want a project that makes people, that stands the test of time, that's timeless body of work, and an archive as well, like, so you can tap into and be like, this is what it was like as, I don't know, Jaya in Cambridge at this time. And yeah, and another thing as well, I want to see more artists from Cambridge breaking through, and like that would make me feel like I was on the top, because yeah, I feel like I've done something, I've made a real difference. Yeah. And more women writing in music, and more women doing well in the rap thing, like, and writing about things that are like depthy and that. Yeah.
Who are some of your inspirations, female rap wise?
I'll be completely honest, a lot of them came later in my life, like Little Sims and stuff. And I just always got really upset with I don't get so upset now, but I used to just get so upset with how sexualized everything would be. Like, as a kid, I found that really hard to deal with. Like, it really put me off a lot of things. But I love Nas. Nas was like my main, as a kid. My mum had all Nas's discography. And then, yeah, I like a lot of East Coast, rap, but I do like West Coast. But yeah, but I also like David Bowie, and like, yeah, my nan used to like Bowie and Kate Bush, but then my sisters used to listen to like Tame Impala, and like, yeah, I like a range. Just anything that I believe. I'm like, I believe what you're saying, like that feels.
So when the art penetrates, you can align. How many, you mentioned sisters? How many brothers and sisters you got? What's the sibling?
Oh, I've got two sisters on my Irish side who I grew up with, and then I have two sisters on my dad's side that I didn't grow up with, and then two other brothers on my dad's side who I also didn't grow up with.
So good luck with everything. You know what I mean? Good luck with the mixtape. Is there anything else you want to share with us before you go?
No, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I've really enjoyed the interview. And I just wanted to say that, yeah, my UK tour, Jaya Had a UK tour, is between the 5th and 15th of November. And yeah, tickets are out now. So yeah, make sure you come through.